Hey everybody, how are you? Good to see you. Today we're going to make sweet potato tuna patties. Really nice, light lunch, light dinner. Serve them with a salad, serve them with some veggies for dipping, and you've got yourself a really easy, pantry-friendly, economical meal. I like sweet potatoes a lot, so that's why I've chosen them, and I really like that combination of sweet with the fish. Having said that, if sweet potatoes aren't up your alley, feel free to substitute regular potatoes. They will work just as well. You could also do this with salmon if you like, but today we're going with sweet potatoes and tuna. So let's get started. Very first thing I did before you all joined me was cook the sweet potatoes ahead of time because nobody needs to sit here and watch them boil. So that's what we've done. We've got our cooked sweet potatoes already in a bowl. We're gonna mash those up with a fork. They mash up super easy. Cooked in boiling, peeled and then cut up into nice chunks and then cooked in boiling salted water. You just want to add salt so that you're building layers of flavor. Okay, next thing we're going to do is chop up our yellow pepper. This is, I used to work in a teaching kitchen, and this was a trick that I learned from one of the chefs there. If you cut off the top and the bottom, and then you just pop out the core, and you've got the bottom, and then you take your pepper and cut out the ribs like this. And then you have very effectively dispensed with all the seeds, leaving you with perfect pepper, easy to chop up. So we're just going to do that. Now, as far as size, if you like, you can cut them up fairly fine. If you don't, you can cut them up big. Just depends on how chunky you want them. Okay, so we're gonna dice these up. Just like this. Pop them into our sweet potato. And okay, a little bit more. Those will go in. You can save the rest of the sweet potato for another use, or if you're making a lot more, they'll work. We're gonna put some green onions in. Cut off the ends, chop these puppies up. You can go all the way up to the end with green onions. The whole thing is pretty much edible. So we'll put those in, give us a nice splash of color. Red onions are a good choice. They're quite a bit sweeter than regular white onions. Didn't have those today, so we're going to dice up just enough onion. Now, I like it fairly fine, so we're doing this fairly thin slices. Remember, cutting just up to the end of the stem. You don't cut the stem off. And then we're going to mince this. You see how nice and fine that is? That's the beauty of learning how to cut an onion like this. You can make it whatever size you like. So that's going in there. And then we're going to add breadcrumbs, little tiny bit of chili powder, because we're doing that whole sweet, spicy thing. You can adjust the chili powder depending on how much spice you like. Some garlic powder. In goes our tuna. We mash that all up. Mash it all up. This is where you want the tuna all broken up nice and fine because you want to distribute it throughout. You don't want chunks of tuna in this. Okay. Give it a good mix. Okay. These are so good. You could put them on a bun if you want. They'd be great with some sriracha mayo. And treat them like a hamburger. Oh, there's my puppies having a visit. Yep. They usually come into the kitchen to say hello. And some egg to bind it all together that we've beaten up ahead of time. I'm gonna finish mixing this all up. And then we're gonna head over to the stove to fry them. Oh, she's got her knickers in a twist about something. Hello, Luna. Oh, here comes Remy. Here comes the big girl. Okay, let's go over to the stove. Turn on our frying pan. Medium-high heat. Get it nice and warm. And we're going to put in a bit of oil. The more oil you put in here, the sort of crispier they will be. If you're watching your fat intake, then go easy on the oil. If you're not, then give it a good, generous layer of oil in there. Then you shape these into patties. This is where it gets mucky. So we are going to, there, look at this. How nice that holds together. Okay, there's your patty. That's going to go into the oil like that. We're going to do that with all of these. These can be made ahead of time, heated up easily. They freeze quite well. If you're going to make them out of white potatoes, though, I wouldn't recommend freezing them. In my experience, white potatoes don't freeze very well. For some reason, sweet potatoes do. Don't ask me why. Okay, some more in there. Okay, and one more. And then we're just gonna let those sit and cook. What's gonna happen is that the egg in there is gonna cook up and that'll firm them up because right now you can see they're really sloppy. If you were to try and flip these at the moment, you'd have a hot mess on your hands. So we're just gonna let those sit there and simmer, cook away. A nice close-up of them simmering. Yum. Well, they really don't take very long. Okay. You want them to have a little bit of a crust, nice and brown. They will not absorb that much oil, so that's good. I'm going to try and flip this and see where we're at. Clearly, not there yet, but you can see it's starting to brown. It's firming up. That's what the kind of the color we're looking for all over. So, okay. Give these all a little flip. Turn my heat up a little bit. Oh yeah, now they're coming along. Swirl the oil around a little bit. They sure don't take long to make. So my recommendation is, if you want to make this a really efficient meal, get your sweet potato done ahead of time. Get it while, peeled and chopped, and while your sweet potato is cooking, you can get everything else ready. You can chop your peppers, you can chop your onions, you can get your breadcrumbs ready, your egg beaten, your spices all measured out. That's something that we call mise en place, which means you get everything ready ahead of time. You have all your ingredients out, that way you know whether you're missing anything, what you need to prep, and it just makes the end result flow so much easier. Everything's all ready, you just grab what you need. It's a great little habit to get into. Trust me, it's taken me years to learn how to do that, but my cooking has really improved since I learned mise en place. And you can impress your friends with that fancy term and make it sound like you're a real foodie, chefy person. Let's have a look here. Oh, look at that. Those are coming along beautifully. That's what we're starting to look for. You'll notice that the frying pan doesn't always cook evenly. Frying pans are weird like that. This same time, just not evenly conducting the heat. So there you go, my friends. Sweet potato tuna patties, ready to be served as a light dinner, as a nice hearty lunch. In a bun, if you wanted to turn them into a vegetarian burger, would be really nice, especially, as I said earlier, with a little sriracha mayo or something on there, they'd be delicious. So, easy peasy, pantry friendly, budget friendly meal. I hope you enjoy it. See you soon. Bye.